All right, I just made a video breaking down the Celtics, Wizards, and Grizzlies three-team trade, which is the first big trade of the offseason. And then earlier today, we got another huge trade. Chris Paul, who none of us thought would play a single minute for the Washington Wizards, has been traded to the Golden State Warriors for Jordan Poole, and the Wizards are also getting a 2030 first-round pick and a 2027 second-round pick. First off, we all knew, like I said, we all knew that Chris Paul was going to get traded. So it was just a matter of where. And I think a lot of people thought he's going to be somewhere in California. Clippers, Lakers, Warriors even were being thrown out. And clearly he was traded there. So that was a real rumor. And I'm a Suns fan. I have seen Chris Paul. He was really good in 2021. He was good in the regular season in 2022. But every year he got very run down. And then 2023, you could see he got old. He was still solid, was able to run the offense, get to his mid-range shot, but in the postseason, man, he was just not the same guy. Got hurt. It's clear, man, this guy is having a decline, and that's what happens when you play basketball for 15-plus seasons. So, look, if I had a headline or, just a one-liner for this trade, I would say there's a reason why Bob Myers left the Golden State Warriors, and it's for this exact reason. I think this is a very foolish move from the Warriors, and I think this trade is an indication that they're going to bring back Draymond Green. So they're telling me their offseason moves. They move off from Jordan Poole, who, look, I think a lot of people are down on him right now, and I'll talk about him more. But I still think he has a lot of upside, and he shows, he's been erratic at times and, many times, but he's shown he has a very, very good scoring ability. And I think there's a lot of room for growth in his game, especially as he matures as a player and becomes more of a veteran. Regardless, they're moving off of a piece like Jordan Poole, who's young, and they just signed to an extension in order to acquire a 37, I believe he's a 37-year-old, maybe 38-year-old Chris Paul, who has not been able to stay healthy at the end of the year and is clearly not even close to the same player he used to be. And now they might have moved off that Poole contract to sign Draymond Green, another old man who did perform well defensively in the postseason, but he's also declining, in my opinion. He's not the same player as before. I think Bob Myers saw this, and that's why he had to leave. He had two options. First, he had the option of, setting the team up for the best possible future, and that would be breaking up the Splash Brothers, letting Green walk, and building around Curry, Wiggins, and the young guys, Kuminga, Poole, Moody, and letting these guys really get involved. But that would turn the fan base on him. Or he could do what they're doing now, which is hemorrhage all this young talent that they build up, which admittedly hasn't been, amazing yet, but I don't believe they've really had the chance to show their true potential or grow into their roles on the team because of how veteran the team has been the past couple of years. So the second option is to hemorrhage these young stars like Kuminga, Moody, for veteran talent that I believe is just not going to get them back to where they want to be, and that's ultimately a championship. So you're telling me the team this year is going to be Steph Curry, who's still at the peak of his powers, in my opinion, Klay Thompson, who's, he's still a very good player, and I really like Klay, but he is not the player he used to be, and it's only going to go down from here. You're not getting better at this age coming off of two huge injuries like that. Draymond Green, who is just, killed the team last year, supposedly, with that punch on Jordan Poole. You got to feel bad for Jordan Poole. Gets punched in the mouth, gets knocked down by one of the most loudmouth, disrespectful players, in my opinion. I can't stand Draymond Green. And so he ruins the chemistry of this season. It severely affected Poole, clearly. And he was one of the most pivotal players in their championship run the year before. And now Chris Paul, who is just, I don't know what they watch and say, we want this guy. I can understand bringing a guy in, 15, 20 minutes off the bench, get the offense into it, with the second string players, help facilitate. I get that. But giving up a guy like Poole to sign another guy like Green, I don't love it. I really do not like it. From the Warriors' perspective, from the Wizards' perspective, I really like it. They're buying low on Jordan Poole right now. And like I said, I think there's still a lot of juice left with Jordan Poole. I think narratives are super powerful in the NBA, and I think the narrative, and it's certainly warranted criticisms of him. He's been erratic. Like I said, he's kind of sloppy with the basketball. Not very good defensively. Definitely has struggles defensively, rebounding, but he brings scoring. And when he's not scoring, things can look ugly. But I think there was a lot of pressure on him this season not only with the team chemistry issues, but with the depth on the Warriors. DiVincenzo, a ton of veterans. I think Kerr was very, he yanked Poole around a lot. And so I think he's getting a fresh start here. But I think just to go back to and finish the point I was saying, the narrative's really strong with him. So, the media is talking about how Poole's regressed and he's having these struggles and this and that. And all of a sudden, everybody thinks Jordan Poole's not a great player anymore. I think this guy's a stud, and I think he's only going up from here. Now, is he ever going to be the number one on a great team? No. Ultimately, he's probably like a number three, or six-man kind of guy. The role he played in the championship run. But I think he's a nice building block for the Wizards. They've gotten off a lot of money, so it's totally fine for them to bring on his contract. I think it was a great move for the Wizards, and I don't think it's going to be very fruitful for the Warriors. I'd love to hear your guys' breakdown of the trade in the comment section below. Let me know what you think.